Graham, first of all, can I just get your thoughts on the result and the contributions from Mason Mount and Kepa?
We're obviously delighted with the result because it was a hard-fought game. Aston Villa made us suffer, certainly in that first half. I think we started off okay, but then lost our way a little bit in the second half of the first half, and we needed Kepa then at that point to make some fantastic saves. In the end, Mason's made the difference, so that we were a better second half. It was more stable. Not easy for us in terms of the amount of games we've played, and to come from Milan and to come here. Aston Villa got a lot of quality on the pitch, so they can cause you problems at any point. So we're delighted with the 3 points, delighted with the clean sheet, and happy for Mason and Kepa in particular that they've managed to help us over the line, and that's probably going to be the story. Different players will have to step up, and today they've done it.
How happy are you with what's going on defensively? Because it is 4 clean sheets in a row, so how has that kind of turnaround in producing the clean sheets come about, would you say?
Well, I think it's a collective desire to do the ugly stuff in the game, a collective idea to help each other, to be together, to if we need to suffer, we have to suffer. We're not, we have humility. We know sometimes the opponent can get the better of us, and that's normal in football. But at least we want to try and see players running and see players getting bodies in the line to block shots, and that's an important part of the game because we've got the quality. The quality's there in the group.
Can I ask you about the right-hand side, obviously trying to sort things out with Reece James being out. How did you find that kind of went today, and the number of sort of changes you had to make throughout the game to solve that?
Yeah, it can happen sometimes when you lose a key player that you need to sort of get a feel. We tried to be a bit back three and build up and back four defensively with Raheem. Like I said, we started the game quite well in the first 15 minutes, but in the end we lost a bit of momentum. They could put pressure on, pick up second balls and get in behind us, so we had to make a change then at half time. I felt the boys did it really well, so it's we've got options there.
Just lastly from me, on Reece James, obviously the club put a statement out last night in terms of his injury. How does that leave things with him and the World Cup from your perspective? And also, are you okay with, you've had time to look at how the club dealt with, him since he got injured? Are you satisfied with the club, handled him in the last few days correctly?
Yeah, I mean, in terms of his involvement in the World Cup, I don't know. It'll depend on how he recovers. He'll give everything. I'm pretty sure he will. But he's in a brace for probably 4 weeks, so that slows everything down, I think. The boys had a couple of days free. It was important, especially the international players. Sometimes you need to try and give them a break when you can, and that was the idea. Obviously, Reece felt a bit of discomfort the following day, so came home and got it assessed as quickly as we could. There's nothing's got any worse because of how he acted in those times. So now we have to support him and get him fit and strong.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Before the free kick goal, when Mason Mount was standing over the ball, Thiago Silva was standing behind it, screaming at Chelsea's two-man wall next to Villa's wall to move, and he moved them quite significantly. It was just great leadership. But how important is he, not as a defender, but as a man on the pitch, and how influential was that in the goal?
Yeah, I've spoken about him a lot. I've just said to him now, I think he needs to relax a little bit more on the ball. He panics a bit too much, It's just he's at the highest level you can think of, like you say, as a character, as a man, how he leads the team, how he's playing. I think he's made some really important blocks and interceptions, and just that little bit of know-how that you can't put a price on. So he's fantastic for us. He felt a little bit of tightness in his hamstring, so we'll see how he recovers for Wednesday. But apart from that, he's a top person.
Hi Graham. Firstly, just following on the Reece theme, just how is he in himself? We've seen the stuff on social media, the rehab starts. He sounds quite bullish, but I'm presuming you've had a chat to him and spoken to him. How is he, and how are the team around him over this, this setback at such a key time?
Well, he's naturally disappointed. Naturally, upset because he's injured for us. He misses games for us when he was in a fantastic moment. I thought his performance at Milan was incredible, both the games. So he's got himself into a real good moment of form, and as you can imagine, he's really disappointed to be injured. But he'll give everything. He'll fight. He'll try his best to get back as quickly as he can, and then when he is, he'll be a top player.
So we don't rule him out of the World Cup. I mean, I know Chelsea said 8 weeks in the statement, but I guess it's moving heaven and earth, and we don't rule him out of the World Cup.
Well, it wouldn't be my place to predict what's going to happen. He's going to be in a brace for, like I said, for 4 weeks. That's all I know the next 4 weeks looks like for him, and that has implications in terms of what he needs to do to get fit from there. But our job is just to help him in the short term now and get him back.
And on a brighter note, Kepa, I know you've spoken already, but there's a guy who's it's a complete contrast to where he's been in the last few years. He's been very frustrated, and there's a guy who looks like he's really picked up on his confidence levels are just sky high at the moment. Yeah,
he's contributing to us with clean sheets. He's contributing to how we're trying to play and the environment around the place. I've got to say, all the 3 goalkeepers we've had here have been really, really good in that regard, supporting each other, providing good competition, and that keeps everybody's level up. And Kepa has found a fantastic level today. He's made some brilliant saves that have kept us in the game and allowed us to win the points. So really pleased with him.
Okay, we do 2 more, and then we're going to call it a day, Alistair, and then at the front to finish.
Just on Mason, what have you said to him in terms of his performance? Obviously, he started the season off maybe in sort of mediocre form, but he's really improved since you've got him. What have you said to him to get those types of performances out?
Nothing too much. I think, like I said, it's about the team, about his role in the team. He works so hard for the team always. He's got the quality. He's got the ability to score and assist. Sometimes players go through little dips if the team isn't functioning that well, and maybe the team didn't function as well as it maybe can, and as a result of that, individuals don't play to the level. But the effort's always been there from my perspective, and once he can get in the spaces we want to get into, he's got the quality to execute, and you saw that today.
Can I also ask about Raheem? I think you played him on the other side of it as a wing back against RB Salzburg, didn't you? Was today a sign that you can maybe do that against opposition like them, but maybe not in the Premier League?
I wouldn't underestimate Salzburg in terms of the quality that they have. But it's like anything, you've got to look at the balance of the team. We wanted to try and, if you look at where we were, it was Marc Cucurella as left centre back, which can work, but it didn't work so much today. We had to adjust that. But I think we could play high and wide in all those positions. But clearly, the balance of the team is one that we have to look at and find the right solutions.